So you can see this chassis here. It's a Bachman USA chassis. It's from their Plymouth shunter. Now I got this body, well, chassis for this 009 brass kit that I've built. Not building, because it still needs some parts soldering. But that's what you can see here. Some parts are soldered, mainly the bonnet, but then the cab area still needs soldering together, and obviously all painting. Now it comes with this body here, which is a Santa Fe railway livery. I don't know if actually the Santa Fe ever had this livery, or this loco. I think they had the livery, but I don't know if they had the loco. But I like it. You can see here it runs somewhat well. I can't remember what it's like compared to my other one, but for its age, because I think it is a quite old model and a split chassis one, it doesn't run too bad, I would say. It could be worse. The crawl's pretty bad, but it's not that bad, I would say. I think it looks quite interesting. It's a bit different to obviously all the British ones I've got. And this is how it runs on the layout. And because, for some reason, I don't know why, but I've had a sort of growing interest in American locos, I've decided to take it apart. So obviously when I eventually finish the body of the 09 diesel, and I can put that on if I want to, it'll run a little bit better. But also for now, while I've got the American body on, it will run pretty well. You can see here, first things first, I unscrewed the 2 screws on the base keeper plate, which just, once they're out, the wheels can be accessed. See where there's a bit of oil there, and this is the first time I've opened this, and you can see there's the wheels. There's obviously 6 of them. You can see all the various gears and the pickups as well, and obviously all the metal chassis. You can see it's not the cleanest thing, but I think it's not the dirtiest either. You can see the wheels. I think they look a bit sort of greasy, but that's all the parts there, and I just begin cleaning it with a cotton bud, and you can see it has quite a lot of dirt on it. My plan is, once I've eventually cleaned it, to then sort of oil it up again, and then it should be fine. Recently I've had a newfound interest in American locos. I don't know why, I don't know where it came from, but I've always previously thought of them as sort of ugly things, you know, that they're just a bit weird looking, and they're all sort of just plain black, or maybe with a silver smoke box and that sort of stuff, but a bit boring. But I don't know why, but I've begun to like them more, and I don't know why, but I've decided to, for now, weather this one, because obviously I've got this one here, and I have noticed, especially pre-owned stuff, it's pretty cheap off places like Hatton's, so I might buy some stuff. And even the Cato stuff, like off Rails of Sheffield, I can get these massive diesels in, I think, like Norfolk Southern and Union Pacific liveries, like £89, which is quite a good value, I'd say, for the size of them. I don't know how good the detail is, but they look pretty good. So I don't know if I'll have a full layout, but I'll probably get some American stuff. I mean, if I could get a big boy, even like a Challenger or Allegheny or some sort of articulated loco, I reckon that would be pretty good. But for now I'll stick with cheap diesels, because the steam locos seem pretty expensive, but you never know, I might be able to find some cheap ones. But you can see there, that's the base keeper plate cleaned. These are now the wheels, which I'm just giving a simple clean on the ends of the wheels, because that's where the pickups actually pick up the power from, so they need to be cleaned so we can actually get better running. Clean the pickups and the chassis area there, which hopefully should improve running, because obviously if the pickups are clean and the wheels are clean, get a lot better running. I just had to try and avoid all the various fluff from the earbuds actually sort of, clogging up the mechanism. So you can see there, you take it away tweezers, and then it should run a bit better out. I think it is when you actually look at the end result, I think it does run a bit better. You can see there on the end of the cotton buds each time I clean it, it's quite dirty, so I reckon it needed doing, because that's not going to be helping running. That part done, you could obviously just leave it as that and you'd probably get a bit better running, but I decided to take apart the whole chassis. It's simply held by 2 screws, and then the main chassis divides into 2 parts, because it's a split chassis model, the sort of clues in the name, but there is various other parts as well, like the screws and the motor obviously, and the light as well. But then, once I've taken that apart, and this is obviously all metal, and this is where most of the weight of the loco comes from, but there you can see the gears and the motor there, which I believe is a 3-pole, but I might be wrong, in the light. You can see there, I think it's relatively clean, but I reckon a good clean won't do it any harm. See there, the 2 halves, that's the motor in its plastic shroud, with what looks to be a rather oily looking motor to me. So I just went at it with the cotton bud, and that seemed to do a good job with cleaning it to me. Give the plastic shroud and various bits around the motor a good clean as well, because they seemed rather oily, and I didn't think that'd be too good for it. Then goes back in the chassis. There's the plastic screw bits that hold together, and then there's also some spacers and the gears and then the motor, but then the 2 halves can go together and be screwed back on, and then all the wheels can go, and then the screws. It sounds a lot, but it's a lot, I would say, almost easier to access than some of the newer models, like the 68. To access the motor, you unclip the body, which is easier, but then there's a circuit board on top, which you can unscrew, but then I think you have to desolder the wires to actually get it out, and then you can split the chassis, I think, after that. And the bogies aren't too hard, I think you just have to unclip that, but it seems a lot more complicated. The wheels were all dropped back in place, which line up with all the gears. I believe in real life these locos were 4-wheel sort of, rather than 6, but I guess some of them might have been built of 6, I'm not exactly sure. I haven't done too much research on them, but you can see that's the basic keeper plate. But it seems I've put the gears on the wrong way around, I think. Now, after fiddling around with the chassis a bit more, I finally got it completed. However, upon testing, I had to switch to the motor with my other model of this, which actually worked. However, that actually worked, whereas the motor on that one didn't. So you can see it here now running again with the new motor, old new motor, and also the knuckle couplers. Now I don't actually know if I'd fit that to all my stock, well, obviously not all my stock, because I'll keep the pedo ones or whatever they're called in British stock, but I've fitted these ones for now, and I obviously can change that. But I think it's running pretty well here. I've fitted various items of rolling stock like this Marshall coach here, which with the coupling, and then that allows it to actually run with the loco, which I think looks quite good, and I think it is running better. Things didn't stay clean for long, so I decided to weather it. These are just weathering powders, I think Dulux Materials ones. I just went at it with the black weathering powder all over the body, because they get pretty dirty pretty quickly, I would say. I'm trying to go for sort of used finish here, but also with some clean. some cleaning scene fairly recently, so I had to go with the cotton bud again and cleaned out the various things. I think the roof might be a bit too clean, but you know, it's whatever. And then after that, I sprayed it with matte varnish, fitted it onto the chassis, and then it was done. And you can see this is how it runs. I would say it looks pretty good here. I like the weathering and I enjoyed making it. I don't know what I'll do with other American stock, obviously. I don't have any at the moment, but I might buy some more in the future. I think there's like some £20 locos off Hattons or something that actually work, because they say, you know, noisy runner, rather than buying something that might not have a motor. So I'll see what happens in the future. But I'm pleased with how it's looking now. Thank you for watching this video by me. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below with some video ideas or feedback. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.